Hey there. Once you have started with HubSpot, you have a lot of data, and all of that data needs to be inside the CRM system so that you can use it to further lead people down the buyer's journey. And if you want to do all of that, the best thing would be to have all of your tickets, companies, deals, contacts, etc. all in one place, and you can do so by importing them. And in today's video, we'll teach you all of the steps required in order to do so easily. So now, when you have already started with HubSpot and you need to import your contacts, invite your teammates, and import a lot of other different things like deals, notes, etc., how would you do this? Let's delve deeper into it. So in order to do so, click on Contacts in the menu and then click on Contacts. Over there, you would see that there's an option to create a contact as well as there's an option to import a contact from lists. So when you click on import, there is an option to start an import, or you can synchronize your data between HubSpot and a lot of other applications. Whatever rocks your boat, choose that option. Otherwise, you should always start with an import. Click on start and import. Import the file from your computer, or you can import an opt-out list in case there is a list of people who don't want to be notified from you anymore. You can import that opt-out list and those people would be removed from your overall CRM. And then there is a repeat a past import option. In case you click on this one, you would be able to use a past import as a template for a new import that you might want to do right now. So when we click on import file from computer, you'd get an option to select any of the required file formats like CSV, XLS or XLSX files. All of these are spreadsheet or Excel files. Click on next and then click on one file. So there's also an option for multiple files with associations. That's a very complex topic. We'll leave it for some other day. Let's click on one file, click on next. And what are we trying to import? It could be one object or it could be multiple types of objects. So if we are trying to import only contacts, we would select one object. In case you are trying to import multiple things of multiple data types, click on multiple objects. Here we are trying to import only contacts. So we'll click on one object and then click on next. And then here, we will have an option to select the object that we want to import. So it can be contacts. And then there's an option to select the activities of the contacts. So you can select the calls between you and a customer, or you can select tasks to be done. But here we are trying to import an object, not an activity. So we'll click on contacts and then click on next. And then now you can choose the file, which can be a spreadsheet file. Now you have to choose a file wherein your contacts data is located. After that, there's an option to either you are creating and updating your contacts or only new contacts are being created. Otherwise, there's an option to update the existing contacts present in your CRM records only. So you can choose any of these three options depending upon your requirement. And then there's also same object associations. So you can also create contact to contact associations when you are doing this import. And you can also select the language of the column headers in your file. So here we are only dealing in English. In case you are somebody who deals in multilingual data, you can go forth and change this option. Now click on choose a file and choose the file that you have. So we are doing the contacts.csv and then click on next. So now when you have imported your contacts file, the column header from the file would be matched to the HubSpot property that you already have. So for example, in the column header, we have something called as first name. So it has been mapped to the HubSpot property first name. There's something called as favorite food, which is not mapped to any properties. So either we can choose some existing property or we can create a new property called as favorite food. Once such a property is created, that property will be mapped to the column header from file. And then the mobile phone number has also been mapped. There's also an option to not override the values in case such a value already exists over there. In case you need it, you can check this box, then click on next. And then there are a final few details. You have to select the import name. So you also have to agree to this checkbox in order to ensure that you have not bought the contacts data that you have not obtained it via any illegitimate means, and you actually own the data about these people, and those people are actually expecting to hear from your organization. So click on that tick. You can also create a list from this import, and you can also set these contacts as marketing contacts so that your team can reach out to them in the near future. And finally, click on finish import. So as you can see, the import is running. And finally, the import is ready and you can click here to view it. Here on the left hand side, you can see there's a section called as past imports, which is by the name of contacts.csv. If we click on it, we get 3 import rows values, and we also have 3 new records from there. So we can view the contacts that we received from here. So here are all the contacts that we received from this one. And similarly, we can also import other types of data. Now, in order to import something like companies, click on contacts and then companies. Here, you can click on import. In order to import the company's data, click on start and import. You can import this file from your computer. Click on next. Select one file because we only need to upload the company's data. Click on next and then click on one object. Now select the object that you had liked to import. Firstly, we did with contacts. Now click on companies. Click on next and choose the file that you need in order to import company's data. Then click on open. You can also create company to company associations with this import, and you can also change the language. Click on next, and then you can see that almost all of the data has been mapped to existing HubSpot properties over here, and all of the data would go over there. You can also override these values or not choose to override these values by clicking on these checkboxes. Now click on next. You can select an import name for this one. We are leaving it at companies.csv. Click on finish import, and then HubSpot will notify you that it's being processed and it's already being done. And in our past imports, we can see that we also have something called as companies.csv, wherein if we click on view companies, we'll be able to see the data of the companies that we have imported just now. Now, the next thing that we need to import is deals. Now click on sales and then click on deals in order to import the deals that we want to import. On the right hand side, click on import and then click on start and import. Choose the option to import a file from your computer and then click on next. After that, click on one file, click on next, click on one object, click on next. Here you have to select the object type, which is deals, and then click on next. Now you want to create and update deals, or you want to only create new deals, or you want to update existing deals only, such as the option that can be chosen. You can also create deal-to-deal associations with this import. Click on choose a file. Now click on next in order to import these. So as can be seen, there's one error in the deals that we selected. So in this particular deal, the deal stage was not found. So as can be seen that in the properties which are required in order to create deals, there's something called as deal name, pipeline, deal stage. You also need the deal stage. So when we click on this error, we are able to see that there is one row which is missing the option for proposal sent, and you can replace it with some other option, or you can even ignore this error so that this value won't be imported and no errors will be reported. So we can ignore this error over here. And once that is done, you can click on next and you can select a name for this. We are choosing this to be deals.csv. Date format can be set to month, day and year. Number format can be US, or you can also select some other countries. Finally, click on finish import and your import is being processed. And as soon as it's ready, you can click here to view. And as can be seen in the past imports section, there's a new thing called as deals.csv. When we click on it, we are able to see the deals that we have. When we click on view deals, we are able to see the deals data. So in our previous import, we ignored one of the errors. That's why Luke's Cafe's deal stage is missing over here. And this can be rectified later on as well. Now the next object that you can import is tickets. Click on service, then click on tickets. Now click on import on the top right. You can click on start and import over here. Import the file from computer. Just like before, click on one file, click on next. Now click on one object, click on next. In the object selection, click on tickets, then click on next. Now you can choose a file. You can choose the kind of behavior that will be applied after the tickets are imported, whether you want to create and update tickets, create new tickets only, or update existing tickets only. You can also create ticket to ticket associations with this import. Click on choose a file, choose your tickets data, and then click on next. Once the data has been imported, there are a few errors. Now click on these errors in order to see what the error is. So this column has a record owner that does not match any users in HubSpot. So in order to import something like this, you have to have all of the data properly. You can ignore this and fix this later, so your import would be done without any changes, and the values which are causing any error would be imported, and that section would be left blank in your HubSpot account. Now we have two unmapped columns. There's something called as issue of interest. We can create a new property called as issue of interest and then click on next. Same goes for issue ticket before. Now, even with the errors, we are allowed to import this. Click on next, and you can select a final name, which is tickets.csv, and click on finish import. So the import is being processed, and as soon as it's ready, we can click here in order to view this. On the left hand side in the past import section, there's an option called as tickets.csv. If we click on it, we are able to see the tickets that have been imported. There were also some errors in the ticket owner property, which can be viewed over here. So that was all about how you can import these different types of objects in HubSpot. So guys, I hope this was not too lengthy and was easy to follow along. In case you have any doubts, do leave them in the comment section below. And in case you need our help in order to build something unique or custom of your own on HubSpot or around this, then do let us know by scanning the QR code in front of you and book a one-on-one consultation call with us, the people here at CTA9, and we would be more than happy to assist you. And in case you have not watched other videos in this series, you can watch them in the playlist below, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video.